welcome to this week's episode of Real Perspective. I'm Russell Lockhart, and this is
Steve Madden.
And today we've got 3 movies to review for you.
Yes.
We've got Mission Impossible, The Final Reckoning, Part 2.
All right.
Part 2. We've got Karate Kid Legends.
Oh, yeah.
And we got How to Train Your Dragon live action version. Okay.
Oh, I love some
all 3 of these are just really great kind of remakes or
extensions.
Sequels. Yeah. So those are the 3 we have. The very first one up is Mission Impossible: the Reckoning.
The Final Reckoning.
Final Reckoning. I've got to get this right. Love long titles. Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning, Part 2.
Part 2. Okay. Anyway, I'm sorry. I just my brain dead right there for a minute. It was Dead Reckoning Part 1, and then they did the Final Reckoning.
2. Yeah, the Final Reckoning.
Yeah, it was Part 2. Yeah, all right. We're going to show you the trailer. So watch this thing here. Get excited there with all these action stunts, and we will be right back to talk about the movie.
This can't all be true.
Every word.
CIA Black Vault break-in.
Am I reading this correctly? The Kremlin bombing?
In fairness, the bomb was actually meant to kill him.
He gassed a security briefing.
That was just 2 months ago.
This explains the handcuffs. It's still not clear why he's here.
If we want to bring the world back from the brink, we have to deal with him.
Should he choose to accept?
Smart people on every side are close to panicking.
What exactly is your plan?
Your team has been betrayed, Ethan.
All your secrets compromised.
Everything you are, everything you've done, has come to this.
You gave him an aircraft carrier?
Our lives are the sum of our choices. This is your calling, your destiny. I have no regrets. Neither should you.
I need you to trust me. One last time.
All righty. I tell you what, this thing has a lot of action. Of course, old Tom Cruise is doing his, he does his own stunts.
He does his own stunts. Mm-hmm. And even as old as he is, he's not very old since we're close to his age, but he does his own stunts. Now, I don't think I could be doing some of his stunts. I don't think I could do any of his stunts, by the way. But he does his own stunts, and he does a phenomenal job. So this is the Mission Impossible Final Reckoning, Part 2. It is just as good and even better than the first one, the Part 1.
Dead Reckoning.
Exactly. Okay. So, in this one, there's an AI that is taking over the computers of all the world's CIA and all the agencies, all that stuff. Mm-hmm. So, and they're racing the clock to try to get the key that we saw in the first one, to be able to stop the AI. This AI is weaponizing every country. It's taking over them little by little, and weaponizing where they could just send bombs to the nuclear off there. So it's really good. It's a lot of action. I've been a big fan of Mission Impossible almost since the beginning. Now, I will say, I know we talked about this many years ago, but the first Mission Impossible I was not really happy with, only because I was a big fan of this TV show, and they made a bad guy out of one of the good guys.
One of the good guys.
I didn't
Yeah.
like that. But after I got over my little tantrum, I thought, okay, let me just watch it for what it is. I enjoyed the movie, and
All
I've
right.
enjoyed this ride all the way through.
Light the fuse, baby.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So Tom Cruise,
Yeah.
Haley Atwell's back too.
Oh yeah.
Ving Rhames, Asai Morales, Simon Pegg, which I absolutely love Simon Pegg, are all
Fine
back
guy,
in
Benji.
this one.
Mhm.
And it's
Palm
it's
is
a
in
wild
there.
ride.
Palm.
Palm is
Well,
in there.
I thought she.
Clemente.
Oh, that's is
Yeah.
that a spoiler? If I think
No.
the first
She's
one,
in
you
there.
thought
You
she
see
died.
that in there. Yeah, you see
Okay.
her in there. So they're all back, and it's just
Oh, Kittredge.
massive
Kittredge.
Yeah.
Boy, the way he talks.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's real or if it's just he makes that.
No,
voice
I'm sure
up.
he just makes it up. Who
Okay.
knows?
All right.
But this is just such a wonderful movie. It is like, and I'm telling you, 2 hours and 50 minutes of pure action. This is awesome.
Okay.
Now, you know, one thing I'll tell you about is you have to suspend your belief a little bit. Just, okay, maybe a little bit more. There are some stunts in there that they do while they work in the movie, and I love it. You're kind of going, yeah, it's a little bit impossible. I can't see
Yeah,
that.
it's Mission Impossible.
But it's
Well, there you
impossible.
go.
So I don't care if they're impossible stunts. I don't care. I had fun.
Okay.
And when you can have this much fun in a theater, man, that is good. And you don't get that kind of fun as much as we used to in the movies. But this was great. They pulled out all the stops.
Okay.
They did every stunt they could. It was fantastic from beginning to end. And there's some really great scenes in there. There's some sad scenes in there. There's
Okay.
some really everything around it. It runs a gamut. Yeah, I will say it is PG-13. A lot of violence. Okay, so it's just violence in action. Not like blood and guts. You know, like a zombie movie or anything like that. But blood and guts. But violence and action.
Okay.
Mild language. So it's not. They don't take out the big words, but you know they've got some. They've got some of those.
All right.
So that's kind of what it is. It is.
stuff.
Everybody does a great job. It's wonderful to see some of the faces in there that you get to see. It's wonderful to see a lot of you see Simon and you see Bing and Tom all work together again. It's just wonderful. It's just pure magic.
Haley
This
seems
is
to
what
have
it is.
taken the play. Now, what
Absolutely.
was the name of the other one that had died off in the first one?
No, don't
Oh,
do
shut
trivia
up.
now.
Oh, God. Oh, my.
You gotta warn me before you do this trivia.
Okay. I got to try.
So yeah, it's just pure gold, and this is supposedly the last one of these. And probably the last one Tom will do. Who knows? But this is the way to go out. This is absolutely the way to go out. Not with a whimper, but with a bang.
It went up with a bang.
Awesome. It was awesome. I'll tell you, it's awesome.
Well, I saw the other day they were grilling old Tom Cruise about, is this going to be the last? Are they going to have any more? And he's over there going, shut up.
Let's get through this one.
Let's get through this one.
I will say, there's a possibility. Who knows?
Okay, I'm not. Okay, that's what I was over. I asked you a couple of questions when I first.
And I will
I was
tell you.
being, and he will not tell me. Okay, now a couple of the names I'm going to throw out at you that are in the movie. Of course, I love to see.
Are they in Doctor Who? Just checking.
One of them is Mark Gaddis.
Always,
Mark Gaddis.
always.
He played Angstrom, the head of the
Yeah.
NSA.
Yeah.
He wrote a lot of Doctor Who. He also wrote the series Sherlock in Britain.
Yeah.
Brilliant. I mean, you got some good quality there.
So you
And
guys that haven't tuned in before, he's a big Doctor Who fan. So he will
Yes.
sniff out who the actors in any movie is.
Yeah, and
they
if some
did
of you
Doctor
all
Who.
get on, I don't want to get into that with you, but anyway, you got to watch the most recent Doctor Who. There's some twists. Anyway, Carrie Elwes.
Oh, yes. Awesome. I
The
love that
Princess
dude.
Bride, baby.
Yeah.
Or
Love that
Robin Hood Men in Tights. Some good stuff
Or
right
the
there.
first song.
But was he funny?
In which? This one? He's not funny in this one. Not
He's
like
not
he was.
funny.
Not
Okay.
not like normal. Not like
He's played
Princess
a
Bride.
bad guy
Yeah,
before.
he has,
so,
he has.
Anyway, but yeah, I'm just noticing some of S.A. Morales. I like that.
Absolutely. He's
Gabriel's
awesome.
in there.
He's awesome.
And I said Palm.
Yeah.
And of course, you remember her from Guardians of the Galaxy with the little antennae in her, whatever her name was. Anyway, she could put you to sleep. Anyway, but yeah, good
But
stuff.
not with her acting.
Not with her acting, of course.
Ving is one of my favorites out of there, and Simon.
Ving
I
has
love
always
Simon.
been my favorite.
You know, Simon's always
Yeah.
been another favorite. I think that he fits into this where he normally does comedy. He has that little bit of humor in the movies, but I think that he fits in very
But Ving
well
has
with this.
been in every one
Yeah.
of them. Mission
Ving is
Impossible,
awesome, yeah.
along with Tom. Simon hasn't though.
No, Simon hasn't. He came along later.
Came along later.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All righty. You know, as for plot and stuff like this, you got that AI
Dude,
flavors.
beautiful
Everybody's
plot.
scared of
Yes.
AI. People are scared today of AI. I mean, they give us literally at work. They had us take training that talked about what the badness of AI could be.
Yeah.
And they could spoof you and you know, mimic your voice and this type of thing. And it's something else. And of course, that's the topic of the day.
You know, it could, to me, I mean, it can be a good or a bad thing.
Yeah.
You know, I think I
Yeah.
can see some great stuff for AI.
Yeah.
But I also see some bad things in it. You know,
Ooh,
I have
Angela
read.
Bassett
you know,
here?
Angela Bassett. She's my
What
I love
did they
her.
what did they do with the dude that shot somebody on his what was that? Played Trump in the SNL. What was
Alec
his-
Baldwin?
Alec Baldwin.
Yeah, he was in there briefly. He was in, one movie, maybe two. I
Yeah,
mean,
he
he's
was.
okay, but yeah.
Yeah, but you don't.
But I think Angela Bassett does a great job too. I love that lady. She's awesome.
she's really
Yeah.
good, really
Yeah.
good. Okay, all righty.
And
Okay.
everything's great. And, I mean, the acting's in this is great. The story is fantastic. The cinematography is wonderful, absolutely wonderful. I was thrilled about this movie. I walked out like I'd been in a roller coaster ride whenever I saw this movie.
Well, you know, that reminds me, the first time when we saw Die Hard,
Yeah,
I remember this is way, way back when. We went to the movie house and saw Die Hard. And you were almost sweaty
yeah.
because you had been gone through an experience there. You were on the edge of your seat. This is good stuff. Was Nicholas Hoult in this one? He plays in the X-Men. He was playing that one of the creatures,
Yeah.
whatever his name was. But I don't know if he stayed in there. I don't see him.
I don't think he
I
did
think
this
they
one.
kicked either he kicked out or they kicked.
Yeah.
So okay, cool. That's why I was saying I'm just looking through some of this chatter. Anyway, okay. You said that it was action movie.
Yes.
Cussing.
Mild cussing.
Mild. You
Mild
weren't
cussing.
effing it up.
No,
right? Okay,
not
cool.
that. There was very mild.
Sex. I don't expect sex or
No
nudity
sex.
to come up.
They didn't have time. They were trying to save the world. You know?
Cruz couldn't do anything hanging on that airplane. Anyway, okay, age limit. What about if I wanted to bring my 10-year-old
This is
grandson?
PG-13. Look, as I always say, you know the comfortability that you have with your children or your grandchildren.
Mhm.
I would
a little
think
bit over their head. Not
yeah,
that high?
probably a little bit over. They're going to be. I think the little ones will be bored.
Okay.
So you know, maybe not 10 years old. Possibly. You know, again, everybody knows their own kids and grandkids. The language is mild. The violence is just fighting and
yeah, of
shooting
course.
and stuff like that and chasing. So I still think this one would probably be for like the 13 and above.
Yeah,
It does have some
okay,
cussing in it. It's not bad cussing, but it's still got cussing in it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's again, if you ever wonder, my favorite website of all is IMDb, and that you go down there and that'll break down
That
what
kind of
cuss
break it
words are in
down, yeah, and it
So-
help you guide what kind of stuff's going
Yeah,
on in the
absolutely.
movie.
It gives you
If you
everything.
want
man.
your
It's
kids
awesome.
to go to see them.
Exactly.
Okay, and agendas here. Was Tom Cruise wearing a dress?
No, none of that.
Okay.
Agendas were out the window. This was just about
This was just
a good fun
action.
time.
See, I think I'm hoping that they're learning their lesson at Hollywood. I
hope
really
so.
do.
I hope so.
I
mean,
I'm holding
I
out
don't
hope
care,
for
but I mean,
Disney, too.
yeah. Well,
I
yeah.
really am.
We'll talk about Disney later.
We'll talk about the. All righty. Okay, so the reels.
Out of 10, I give this an 8.
An 8.
Solid 8, man.
Woo! This must
It was
be real good.
it was so fun. It was, like I said, it's like a roller coaster ride, and I absolutely loved it.
Okay.
Absolutely loved it.
8 out of 10.
8 out of 10.
All righty. Okay, 8 out of 10, Mission Impossible, The Final Reckoning. Okay, number 2, what are we doing next?
Now is Karate Kid Legends.
Okay, The Legends of Karate Kid.
Legends of Karate Kid.
All righty. Okay, tell you what, we're going to show you the trailer. Enjoy this trailer because I love Jackie Chan and Ralph Macchio's good stuff too. So let's see what we got coming up here. And we'll be right back in a moment to talk about it.
You want to talk about it?
My mom wants us to leave everything behind.
Sometimes it is the only way to move forward.
You come to America. New rules. New school. No fighting. You make any friends?
Yeah, I did. One.
What's his name?
Mia?
You study karate or something?
Kung Fu. Used to. I don't do any of that anymore.
Yeah, you're clearly over it.
Who's your friend?
Connor, don't start.
You really want to do this?
You can't step to guys like him. He wins the 5 boroughs every year. It's the biggest tournament in the city.
In life, you have only one question. Is it worth fighting for it or not?
So we're just supposed to let him fight. So that he can end up like his brother.
So that he does not end up like his brother. Lee means to me what you meant to Sensei Miyagi. I want Lee to learn Miyagi karate.
I'm sorry, Mr. Han. I wish I could help you.
You will.
I'm not coming to New York.
I will see you in the Big Apple. Sensei LaRusso.
Let's make a Karate Kid.
You have a foundation of Kung Fu.
We're gonna build upon that with karate.
Ancient way.
Miyagi way. There's 2 of them.
Focus!
This represents the history between the 2 families. 2 branches, 1 tree. This is why I came to train here. Remember what you're fighting for.
When you understand that, you'll be ready.
I was born in the struggle, born to survive.
Hey, you got Jackie Chan. There's a new kid there. It looks
There's
like.
Ben Wayne.
Okay.
He was in Mean Girls remake. So
Okay.
I like him. I think he's awesome.
Okay.
It also has Joshua Jackson. He was in Dawson's Creek
Okay.
and the TV show called The Affair. So he's
Okay.
a good actor. I like him in it. So those were the guys in there. The way this is set up, I love the way they did this. Now, I'm a huge Karate Kid fan.
Yes.
From the very beginning, I love the first one. Second one, I thought it kind of waned a little bit as the new Karate Kid type of thing, and I thought it really went downhill when they tried to totally remake it. I thought that was just a bust.
The one with Will
Smith's son. I just thought it didn't have the magic, and we'll talk about magic a lot tonight. But
Okay, Rosa. Okay.
but here's the deal with this one: they took the whole thing. Now, again, I've been a fan also of Cobra Kai, the TV show.
Okay.
They did a great job on that, carrying it through with Ralph Macchio's character and just going through, and that's the LaRusso, and carrying it and had these wonderful guests that were always in the original Karate Kid.
Mm-hmm.
This one takes this, it's not a remake, it is a continuation,
Okay.
sort of. Okay? So Jackie Chan, he is the sensei to Ben Wayne's character. And so Ben Wayne, he living in China, and he's training with all of this, and then he ends up, him and his mom has to move to New York. So he moves to New York, and of course, as always in the Karate Kid movies, he gets picked on. So he kind of ends up, being friends with a girlfriend of this guy that was, or ex-girlfriend of this guy that is big karate champion of the area. And so he gets pushed and shoved, and he already knows karate, right?
Okay.
So he was mastering this back at home.
Mm-hmm.
But way Jackie Chan was saying is, you know this, but you don't know how they do the fighting here.
Okay.
So he ends up getting his own friend, Johnny LaRusso, not Johnny LaRusso, Daniel LaRusso, Danielson. He gets him over there.
Wax on, wax off.
So both of them can train him on what they've learned, on what they have.
Mm-hmm.
So both of them became the senseis. It was absolutely wonderful. It was fun. It was a little bit of a throwback with the old, a little bit of new coming in, and just fun. I just loved it. And this dude, Ben Wang, is awesome. I just enjoyed him a lot. He was just fun. So they're doing this whole thing called the Battle of the Boroughs. So it's basically they're going to different areas of New York, and each one is a fight. And it's all fighting until the very end, and until they face off. That's what this is about. It's got that. It's got some great scenes in it with the fighting. Great, wonderful emotional scenes. They do talk a lot about Pat Morita's character.
Mm-hmm.
They do talk about this because they're all tangled in together.
They had some archival footage of Pat Morita.
A little bit, yep, they do that. It looks like a little bit of it was kind of the AI, which I think is cool. So yeah, it was fun. I really enjoyed it. It was a great story. They did the cinematography was pretty decent too, with the different places in the boroughs in New York, and then the acting was awesome. I thought they did a wonderful job. So it's an all in all really fun movie, and it was just I'm loving that there's a resurgence of the Karate Kid series.
It is good. I watched Cobra Kai, and I'm not fully finished with the last one.
You don't want me to tell you who dies, do you?
No, don't even start with that.
I'm kidding.
I asked. Well, that's what I asked. I said, "Did Tom Cruise dies in the last one?" I was messing with it. And anyway,
Cobra Kai is good because it's so cool that how they pull in some of the old people from the movies.
It looks like William Zabka. He made an appearance in there. Johnny Lawrence.
Yeah.
Johnny did.
Yeah, he just blew the ending. Thank you. No, I'm just kidding.
He's so wrong.
No, he does a little bit of just a synopsis there.
A little
bit of scenery.
A little bit of there.
Yeah,
it's okay. It kind of ties it in. Now here, trivia. The woman who played Lee's mother, Ming Na Wen.
Yep. Love her.
Who is she in?
She was Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. in Marvel, and she was in something else too. Star Wars, the Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
All right, trivia time.
I loved her in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
She was wonderful. Yeah. She was excellent. I watched that entire series. Man.
Same.
But anyway, she's in there. That's good. Good flavors. Okay, cool.
And just to go through, it's PG-13.
Go on.
Martial arts violence. Okay. So that's big. And mild language. We're big into mild languages right now. So at least they're not big
well,
languages.
Good.
They're mild language.
I don't care what political party enjoys cussing so much, but I'll stop that. But anyway, we don't need to hear that all the time. And even as Christians, I don't want to listen to it.
But I don't mind that. I mean, it's kind of like everyday type of stuff that you don't see on that. So it's not it's not like a Scarface where it's like every other word. Yeah. So at least with that.
Man, I saw
but
it
is
PG-13. I had to turn it off. But but good action, good story, good type of things.
Yeah. And humor. It's got some really good humor.
Good. How about agenda?
No.
Okay, the kid didn't decide to become a girl.
No, nothing there. Okay. Yeah, nothing there. It's not even there. Doesn't have any questionable things. They're not trying to shove stuff down your throat.
Okay.
It's just a really good storyline, and it's just wonderful.
Okay, fantastic.
Yeah.
Let me see. No sex or nudity in that.
No sex or nudity.
And then you said mild cussing.
Mild cussing.
And good action flavor. Do you think?
Good
do you think my grandson would attend, or a little bit or later?
Being 10, he might. I remember showing my son Karate Kid
The original?
early on, the original, when he was younger, and he liked it. Now, it always depends on his attention and everything, but yeah, he liked the original Karate Kid, and I think this is pretty close to what the original was as far as the cussing and the violence and stuff like that.
Okay, did they sing? I'm messing with you.
I did in my mind.
Okay.
I was like singing LaRusso, no, I
Well,
didn't.
you're saying that they were having that particular challenges that they were doing. Was it going all over New York?
Yeah, it was different places. So they had the different boroughs. They called the Battle of the Boroughs, and they would have a place, and they would
It's not
fight
like
there.
Battle of the Bands.
It's sort of like
Oh, man.
and boroughs. They were the Battle of the donkeys.
Okay.
No.
Battle.
So yeah, it's just different scenes, different
Okay.
places, different areas there that they had to fight,
That they were
and then the
fighting.
next week, the next day, they would bring it to
Go into
another
somewhere
one.
else.
So
Okay.
they did elimination as you went along.
That's cool, though.
And I thought they did a really great job on, it's funny because, the very first Karate Kid, you had the crane, you had that and that's how they do, but you have to find a unique way every time to make sure that you had that unique stance that you can do.
Mm-hmm.
So each one has one. I think this one has a really cool one too. I like it.
Okay, and we won't talk. I
I won't tell you any
You
of
guys
that.
got to figure this out.
Yeah.
But okay, so I think we've gone over all the flavors. Reels.
Out of 10, I gave it a 7.2.
7.2.
It was fun, nostalgic, and just fun to watch again. So
Mhm.
even though you're not watching it again, it's fun to It's fun to put the movies
Okay.
and then the TV show Cobra Kai and all of this together in a nice little box,
Mhm.
and get to see that kind of smushed together.
Here's a question: is this supposed to be the end of this, or are they going to
Yeah,
continue on?
it's curious. I've been curious about that too. I'm not sure. It does, kind of wonder if that they can move on to this. I mean, really, Ralph Macchio wasn't in the whole movie. I mean, you go further into the movie before Jackie's going, I need you to meet this guy. And then they bring in Macchio. So I'm glad Macchio is getting as much time as he is, because he's really high right now. He's really high.
He's a
He's a hot
commodity.
commodity. But I have a feeling maybe they might think about moving this on if they do a second one and doing that. So,
Yeah.
we'll see.
This-
And if
this
they
is
keep
good.
the integrity of the films and the TV show, I think I would like it.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's
They really did good on Netflix. I
They
mean, if
did.
you haven't seen Cobra Kai, it's a good
It's good.
flavor.
It's good.
It really is. And I'll tell you what, the end of the first series, man, had you on edge.
But I know that there were a couple things in there, the show, that they got a little silly. It's like when I can't remember what character it was. It's somebody who's dating somebody else, but she's practicing with one, and she accidentally falls and falls into his arms just about the time the guy
The
around
guy's
corner.
walking
It
out.
was
They
silly
timed it
stuff
perfectly.
Like that. Yeah, it was silly stuff like that. But
Yeah.
overall, Cobra Kai, my wife and I watched it every season, every episode, and we loved it. It absolutely was
I
fun.
thought it was really
Yeah.
good. They did a really good job on it. And but okay, so you got 7.2 out of 10.
Yes, sir.
On Cobra Kai
On Cobra
Legends.
Kai Legends.
Not Cobra Kai, Karate
The
Kid.
Karate Kid.
Don't get me started. Okay, what is our third movie for tonight?
The third movie is the live-action version of How to Train Your Dragon.
You guys said the live action version.
Live-action version. Real
Because they
people
kept the same title as the first one, but you guys say live action.
and real dragons. No.
And real dragons. Hey,
Yeah,
alrighty.
real life.
Okay, well, we're going to go ahead and watch the trailer on this one, and then we'll be right back to talk about it.
When you carry this axe, you carry all of us with you.
Dad, I can't kill dragons.
But you will. I'm a Viking. I'm a Viking!
It's okay. I won't hurt you.
tell you, okay, so if you know the cartoon, you know the original show, they do it perfectly. It's just that same storyline.
Alrighty.
Gerard Butler comes back as Hiccup's dad.
Whoa.
He not only did the voice in the cartoon,
Stoke
he's
the
really-
Vast.
Yes. Mason Thames, who is in Black Phone, and the follow-up Black Phone 2 coming up.
Isn't that a horror movie?
Yes, it is.
Oh, alrighty.
In the next, by
Yeah,
October, I love horror movies.
Alright.
So he plays Hiccup. Nico Parker, she's
Okay.
from, she played the live-action Dumbo.
Dumbo.
She didn't play Dumbo. She played in the live
I
action.
like that movie.
I did too. It was one of the better ones like that. And she's in The Last of Us. So she plays Astrid. I already talked about Gerard.
And then you had
And Nick Frost. I love him.
Simon and Nick.
So Shaun of the Dead.
Shaun of the Dead.
Another horror comedy.
Yep.
And then he did this and he played Gabber rather. So that's the cast there. They do it just as beautifully as a cartoon.
Okay.
Even more so, I believe, sometimes.
3 words.
It was this. Here's the deal. I have not been a fan of the live action movies. Really haven't.
They really don't do
They
it
would
well.
disappoint me so much because here's the deal. Here's what I have a problem with. You have Disney has Disney magic in the movies. Lion King, Disney magic in the movies. You have the hyenas that are funny. You have your kids and you can watch this and still have the magic to it, but still get the point across. In the live action movie, the hyenas were scary.
Yeah.
So, my 6-year-old, they're terrified of them.
Yeah.
So I was just getting tired. And of course, don't get me started on Snow White, which was a total.
I don't think Disney wants
disaster.
to remember Snow White.
No, I think they're trying to push that aside. I just think that they've never learned how to get the magic in there like they had. I did like, we talked about Dumbo.
Yep.
And I did like Jungle Book. Other than that, I have been sorely disappointed with live action remakes.
What did you think of Mrs. Potts and all? What was the name of that?
No, that was another one. I like that. The Beauty and the Beast.
Beauty and the Beast.
I thought they did a
that
great
was
job on
pretty
that.
good.
They did a great job on
Except for that
the rest of them.
one.
Yeah, but the rest of them were missing a lot.
Yeah.
And I wanted to love The Lion King. I did. And I loved the beginning. I thought that was great. But then when the hyenas came out, I'm going, no.
To me,
You lost
the
that
way
magic.
they had that, it almost looked to me like a documentary, an animal
Yeah,
documentary.
like that.
I was, no.
But flash forward to How to Train Your Dragons.
All right.
This is how you do a live action version of the cartoon.
Okay.
They didn't change it up. And I'm going to say that it was at, Snow White, but then there was another one recently, Lilo and Stitch, which was okay, but they changed
We
the
haven't
story.
reviewed that one yet, have we?
No, we haven't, have we?
No.
So, it was like disappointing because they changed some storylines.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, no, don't do that.
No.
How to Train Your Dragon keeps it going, and it's the same storyline, which is beautiful, and everybody does a great job on this. I was just absolutely blown away by this movie. I just loved it, and it was like from the acting, who you have these people that played these cartoonish characters, and they did a great job.
Okay.
They didn't make them more serious. They made the characters just as bumbly and funny as they were in the cartoon.
Okay.
And that you didn't change the Hiccup. Hiccup was still doing the same thing with Toothless and beyond. But I will tell you this: the cinematography in this thing was beautiful. Was absolutely
Belfast,
phenomenal.
Northern
Yes,
Ireland. I
yes.
saw that.
And it was just like when they're flying and you see everything around, it is absolutely awesome.
Goodness.
So I walked out of there going, holy cow, I had fun in a live action remake. And it was just I was giddy. I felt like a kid. So if you have kids and you show them the original, take them to this one.
Okay.
They're going to love it. And it's not, you know, it's still the same story, the same everything, but it's live action, and it gave that little bit better feel to it, and more action and things.
Okay.
It is PG, and it's only PG for intense action. So you have the dragons and stuff like that. Again, I thought they did a great job all the way around this. The acting was phenomenal. I love Gerard Butler, and I'm fastly loving Mason Thames.
I like Gerard Butler. Man, he's a good actor. Do you remember those action flicks that he was in?
Yeah.
White House Down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was always, I mean,
Very
I loved
cool.
his stuff that he's done in his
Very
career.
good actor.
But now it's one of these things that I was glad that they brought him back, you know, as a dad.
Yeah.
You know, it was really cool. It was really cool. And so everybody does a great job, good acting. You know, of course, there's a great story. I love the story. So I'm very happy with this one. I think one of the people that I was talking to at the movie screening was saying, right about the time that Astrid delivers a line, he said, that would have been about the time that Disney started singing about it.
Yeah.
They didn't do that. It was just really fun. So I really give kudos to these guys for DreamWorks for nailing a live action and showing Disney how to do it. Disney,
School.
take
School.
notes, man. Take notes.
Take
This
notes,
is the way
Disney.
you do it. You don't bring a movie as live action that's more for adults. You keep that for the kids and keep that magic. And that's what I love about this one.
All righty. Okay, cool. I'm just scoping some of this stuff here. Now, one thing that we got to realize that this movie, we're going to be releasing our show here Sunday, I think, or whatever,
on the
Sunday
8th.
evening on the
On the
8th,
8th, yeah.
because of whatever but it's not going to be released until the 13th. So
13th.
that's next Friday,
Yep.
a week from tomorrow, which we're recording this on Thursday. But it's going to be released on Sunday. And so it's coming up here. We're looking for good things here. I was just Nick Frost. I love
Nick Frost is
I'm
awesome.
sorry.
Shaun of the Dead is really one of my favorite.
Did you
horror
ever?
comedies.
He was on an AMC show that went several seasons, and he played a part in that. And I'm trying to remember. It'll come to me here as we're talking. Anyway, Into the Badlands.
I have not seen that now.
Okay,
Yeah.
he was good in that too. Of course, it's comedic
Yeah.
chops. I mean, he really is good. And okay, cool. And let me see.
And
here.
even The World's End. I love The World's End.
World's End
I
is
love
good.
I love all of
Shaun
this
of
stuff.
the
they do.
Dead.
Yeah.
What was it? Hot Fuzz.
Hot Fuzz.
Hot Fuzz. Hot Fuzz. That was Simon and Nick.
They're fantastic.
And Nick has come into his own as well. So
Absolutely.
God bless him.
Absolutely.
And then, like Simon, we were talking about Mission Impossible. There you go.
Yep.
So good stuff here. I was just looking at CinemaCon. We had the world premiere at CinemaCon inside the Coliseum at Caesar's Palace in Las Vegas on April 2nd, 2025, as part of the Universal Pictures presentation. Anyway, I'm just scoping out some of the stuff here.
But this is absolutely a great movie. And now again, it will be probably a little scary for like little bitties.
Yeah,
you don't want to take 3-4 year olds to this because they're probably going to be a little scared. Because there are some little bit of intense action in there with the dragons, but above that, your kids are going to love it, man. They're going to absolutely love it.
Go for your Happy Meals at Burger King for this. Anyway, I'm seeing some of this. Also, they're already in development for a sequel.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised.
Okay, and
I hope it stays. I hope it stays just as real as this one did.
Yeah.
Just as magical. I just love this.
Okay, all righty. Well, okay. So let's run it down. Agendas, any type
Nothing.
You know.
Nope.
Okay, cussing, swearing.
Nope, nothing at all.
Clean movie.
It's PG, which is
Come
awesome.
on.
Yeah.
You can take the kids to see it. All righty, and no sex or violence.
No.
Violence.
Violence. It's just action. It's
Action.
more of a. I mean, you see the violence, you see the dragons, with the fire and stuff. But as most cartoons like that, you're not seeing people dying,
Okay,
burning
right.
up, or
Okay,
anything like
scare
that.
the
No, they're
kiddies.
not going to do that.
And then my 10-year-old grandson probably
He would love it. He would love it.
We're gonna.
I'm taking my
Good
6-year-old grandson whenever I can because I think he's
I was
going to love
trying
it.
to think what I was going to take him to. I'm looking forward to the Fantastic Four.
Yeah, same.
So we got to see
Same.
how that goes. But okay, cool. Alrighty, what the reels?
9 out of 10.
Whoa, we got a 9.
Absolutely 9 out of 10.
Yeah, I mean, you really had to squeeze it hard to get 9 out of him. Alrighty, and his calculator and everything else, it gets over there at the point.
I'm telling you what, the cinematography pushed that over to a 9.
I mean,
that was beautiful
to me.
and I'm a big Ireland fan.
Ireland, oh
Yeah.
man, bring you home. Belfast, Northern Ireland. Oh, alrighty, well, good. Alrighty, excellent. Okay, so I tell you what, let's recap our movies of today for today's show. The first one is Mission Impossible.
Yes.
The Final Reckoning.
Part 2.
Part 2. Okay, part 2 of the Reckonings or whatever.
Yeah.
And how many did you give it?
8 out of 10.
An 8 out of 10 reels for that. Look, Tom Cruise and his magnificent stunts.
It was so much fun, and it's the way to go out in
And
this movie.
yeah, so
Hopefully, maybe
okay, all righty.
for this section.
For this time. All righty. And then our second movie of tonight was Karate Kids Legends, and starring Jackie Chan and Ralph Macchio. And you gave that
7.2. It's wonderful to see the mixture of old and new, and I'm hoping that they go beyond that and make some more new ones.
excellent. 7.2 out of 10.
Yeah.
Again, another recommendation. And then our final movie of today was How to Train a Dragon.
Your dragon.
Or your
Not
dragon.
that dragon.
Not a dragon, your dragon. Okay. And how many of that?
9.
He hit the right up there at 9. Man.
It's again, this is a way to make a remake that is live action. They did it perfect.
Live action, Disney, take notice. Disney, take notice. This is how to do it. All righty. Okay. Well, Russell, thank you for those reviews tonight.
Thank you, sir.
All righty. And we got more stuff coming this summer, man.
A lot. It's gonna be
We're just
loaded.
getting right into it.
Loaded.
We're just getting right into it. What was the other one I saw the other day that was coming out? Well, we still need to, I don't know.
We got Jurassic World.
Jurassic
coming
World's
soon.
coming out. We got the Fantastic Four flick coming up.
Later
and
this year, Black Phone 2.
Him and his horror movies. All righty. Well, I'll tell you what, we will be back here again on Real Perspective to show you and to talk about these good movies as we move into the summer. But until then, keep that popcorn popping
and keep the sodas a flowing.
And we'll see you next time on Real Perspective.